Orlando, hey, Brad, I got my permanent residence through marriage. Could I lose it by my wife's threats? No, if you got your green card, your wife can't take it away. Let her threaten all she wants. Too bad. Too late. Sorry. Sorry for her, not for you. Ramatu, hi, Brad. I've been patronizing a prostitute and pled guilty for a 24020 New York Penal Code, which I disclosed on my interview, that you got arrested for patronizing a prostitute and you pled guilty to a disorderly conduct. Exactly what you just said. Saul Rivera, my friend is a permanent resident since 1992. He had a misdemeanor theft in 1998 and a DWI in 2002. In Texas, can he travel out of the country with no problem? No, he's going to have a problem. He needs a lawyer. Sasha, I-45 was administratively closed because I'm currently in proceedings before an immigration judge. The I-130 was approved a week later and was asked to send a copy of this notice and form I-45. Do I have to? Yes. File the I-45 and reopen if you're administratively closed, reopen your case with the immigration judge. Hello, Brad. I was 10 years old when my mom passed away. I grew up with my auntie who was the same dad as my biological mom. We lost all our documents during the Civil War in my country. After the Civil War, my auntie went to get my new birth certificate and she put her name as my mother. I'm now a U.S. citizen. Can I file for my auntie as my mother since she's on my birth certificate? No, you can't because she's not your mother. That would be a fraudulent birth certificate. And if they ask for a blood test, it's going to be determined. Cecilia Brown, what do I do if I get married to a U.S. citizen, however, got interviewed? Husband told them he was in a relationship. Well, your husband said he was in a relationship with somebody else, then your husband's admitting to marriage fraud and you got a problem. Makisha, good afternoon, Brad. If a person had a case that ended nolle prosequi, does that person need a pardon and be granted a green card? No, nolle prosequi means that they dropped the charges. So you're fine. Reunification with family is still open. Are you talking about Haiti? Yes. Good evening, Brad. I'm a green card holder. Can I file for my kids? Absolutely, as long as they are single and not married. Crystal, good evening, Brad. My friend always comes to America to work on an H-2 visa, but recently charged for a crime and the government dropped the charges. Can the person get another visa? They can try to get another visa, but because they were charged with a crime, it's going to be hard to get a new visa, but they can absolutely try. Deco Ner, the surname on my visa doesn't match with the one on the passport. What to do? Get it fixed at the U.S. Embassy. They obviously made a mistake. Or if you're saying the surname because there's a marriage, then bring the marriage certificate and prove the marriage and travel with the marriage certificate, the passport, and obviously. But if it's just completely wrong name, then a different story. All right, we're going to do 3 more questions. That's all we have time for today. Earth Angel Pert, hey, Brad. Can one tell if they qualified for 245I? Back in the days, their dad was married to a U.S. citizen. The petition was done. They know nothing else. The father was now deported. Only if the stepmother filed for you would you be 245I back in the day in this particular fact pattern. Other fact patterns could be different. The only way to determine is to get your FOIA, get the stepmother's FOIA, get your father's FOIA. James Gualtani, my fiance wants to come to the U.S. on my fiance visa. Can she then apply for a green card on the family visa her son applied for? No, if you come on a fiance visa, the only way to get a green card is to marry you and you file for her. Any other way, she would be barred from getting a green card. And our last question in social media check-in. What if a U.S. citizen got married to a Jamaican in Jamaica, submitted documents for filing, however, it was denied? How long can that citizen file for a new spouse after they were divorced? File immediately, but it depends why it was denied. If it was denied because the government thinks it was a business marriage, that new spouse may have trouble filing for new spouses. So it depends the reasons why. But yeah, fall in love, fall out of love, fall back in love. Plenty of times until you get it right. There's plenty of people who fall in and out of love.
Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.